In the cutthroat world of elite sports, some are born champions, groomed for greatness from day one. Others are outsiders, destined to be footnotes in someone else's story. But every so often, a player comes along who rips up the script, a force of nature the system never saw coming. This is the story of a boy who was never supposed to win, and how his defiant rise to the top sent shockwaves through the very foundations of the game. Imagine a world where your fate is decided before you even step onto the field. The scouts, the coaches, the pundits, they've all made up their minds. You don't have the right pedigree, the right connections, or the right style of play. You're too raw, too unpredictable, too different. For our protagonist, this wasn't just a hurdle, it was a brick wall. He came from a place with no history of producing stars, armed with nothing but a relentless work ethic and a fire in his heart that refused to be extinguished. While his peers were getting scholarships and multi-million-dollar contracts, he was grinding it out on forgotten courts, playing in obscure leagues, and facing rejection after rejection. "You're not what we're looking for," they'd say. But what they saw as a weakness, he honed into a weapon. His unorthodox style, born from necessity and countless hours of solo practice, became impossible to defend against. He didn't play by their rules because he had to invent his own. He was a puzzle the established order couldn't solve. The first whispers of his talent were dismissed as a fluke, a lucky streak. But then the flukes kept happening. He started beating the golden boys, the ones anointed for glory. He wasn't just winning. He was dismantling them with a creativity and passion they couldn't match. The crowds, initially skeptical, began to roar his name. They saw in him a reflection of their own struggles, a true underdog fighting against a rigged game. He wasn't just playing for himself, he was playing for everyone who had ever been told they weren't good enough. This is where the system began to panic. His success was more than just a personal victory. It was an indictment of their entire philosophy. It proved that talent could blossom anywhere, that heart could triumph over hype, and that the gatekeepers of the sport didn't hold all the power. They tried to downplay his achievements, to criticize his methods, to paint him as a temporary disruption. But you can't stop an earthquake. His rise exposed the flaws in their scouting, their development programs, and their biased narratives. He terrified them because he represented change a future where merit, not reputation, determined who reached the summit. He showed an entire generation of young athletes that you don't need a golden ticket to succeed. You need grit, you need belief, and you need the courage to be unapologetically yourself. His legacy isn't just in the trophies he eventually lifted, but in the doors he kicked down for all the other outsiders waiting for their chance. He was the boy who was never meant to win, and in doing so, he changed the game forever. Thanks for watching. If you were inspired by this story, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more content just like this. See you in the next one.